just...
I'll just edit this out.
Wait, are we recording right now?
Yes,
Oh,
I just
shit.
started it and you made me laugh.
Good. Really? After watching that? Okay. You ready?
Save it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the MadMaggs.
Go ahead and leave that in too, because it's express the sentiments after leaving the theater.
Stop it.
Talk to people what we just watched, what we just experienced.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the MadMaggs podcast. I'm here with Miguel, and we just got done seeing, guys, like the best horror movie of the year. We just got back from seeing Cats.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it.
This movie.
Oh, man.
You know, whenever we watched the trailer, everyone was like, what the hell did we just watch? And my friends were joking. You know, that's like the embodiment of a movie that you need to watch. You got to get high first and then watch it. Yeah, I left the theater.
You can't go through it sober.
Yeah, but I left the theater thinking, man, I want to get high after watching that movie.
Oh, my God.
It was one of the...
Y'all. So if you don't know...
Can't even.
Cats is a movie starring... Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench, Jennifer Hudson, James Corden,
Jason Derulo is on this freaking movie.
Yeah, Jason Derulo. Yeah, he was fun. Taylor Swift, Idris Elba, Rebel Wilson, newcomer, Francesca Hayward. Sorry.
Yeah.
She's mostly known for ballet. This is like her first like big movie role. Directed by Tom Hooper.
Tom Hooper. The guy that made Les Mis, which is actually one of my favorite movies in the last decade.
So let's talk about it. I mean, I could explain a plot. There kind of really wasn't one. There were, Judi Dench's character is the gods of gods when it comes to cats, and she's there to take one of the cats to a better life. And
she looks after them. She's, I don't know if her character originally was a guy.
In the play version,
Deuteronomy was a guy. He was sort of I don't know if he was a demigod, but all the cats in this movie, some of them have magical powers. You know, it's supposed to be really surreal.
Oh, it was surreal, all right.
Yeah. God, it was.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
But yeah, so they changed Deuteronomy, the person who's supposed to look after these guys.
Yeah, but I didn't mind. I like the motherly role.
Yeah, it worked well because the character itself, it's a really fatherly role, and I was like, well, I wonder why they changed Deuteronomy to a female. Wait, it's Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah, because he wanted Judi Dench in the role. So
and it worked. It was one of the very few things in the movie that actually worked. Her playing that role.
Yeah. Well. What was your opinion of the movie?
My opinion as a whole is what the fuck. That's my rating for it. It's an absurd movie, but you know what? So was the play. The play, to set the record straight, I mean, it was one of the most successful Broadway shows of all time. It had an 18-year run.
It is.
I think it ended, though. I think it finally did.
Yeah, but it's still the fourth longest running Broadway show of all time.
In certain circles, when it comes to the sort of the ascot wearing snobs, when it comes to theater, it's sort of the running joke. There's a lot of snobs who really hate Cats. Like, I heard them talk. You can't go watch this ridiculous play. Cats.
Well, they're laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, they have been. They did for 18 years.
Yeah, that play made over $1 billion.
Yeah.
So,
and there's something captivating about the play. People and some of the elites, when it comes to the theater crowd, made fun of Cats, but you know what? Power to them. That is one of the most successful running plays of all time. Mm-hmm. One of the most successful, musicals of all time when it comes to Broadway.
Yeah.
And it started out in the West End. It was just a crazy idea that Andrew Lloyd Webber had, inspired by T.S. Eliot's poems.
Right.
So we got to give credit to the play. It's successful. It's absurd, but it is successful. This movie, not so much.
I think my biggest problem still was how the cats looked. I didn't like how they wanted them to have mannerisms of the cats, but then you have a human face, you have human hands.
Yeah. It didn't work.
It really didn't work, and I really wish that they would have kept it in the same style as
the original play.
As the play.
Because the makeup was incredible then, and it still holds up today. The costume and makeup was awesome.
Because whenever you're having to do CGI, and this is also heavily dance-based and ballet and has some ballet and stuff in there, is that you really can't pull that off very clean in CGI.
You can. It ruins it. There's some moves in this movie that were really impressive by the main character. I think it was Victoria.
Victoria,
who you can tell she's a ballet dancer. There's some really impressive moves by her. But again, we felt like it was buried underneath the CGI that was mixed in. Yeah. It was like they were trivializing these really good dance moves that they were pulling off because it's
not
an
really
unfinished cartoon in the middle of limbo because it's not live action. It's not a cartoon. It's something in between that doesn't finish changing.
It's just very strange. Just to watch throughout the whole thing, it's just very strange. And, you can appreciate their mannerisms and, that they're cats a lot easier whenever it's just your mind is still trying to comprehend what you're seeing whenever you're watching the characters. But
I mean, you know what I was hoping for, and this was really short-sighted and basically naive of me, is that when I watched the trailer, like everyone else, I was like, what the hell was that? That looks absolutely absurd. It looks nightmarish. And I felt like, you know what? Maybe whenever we watch the actual movie, it's going to feel different because we're going to fall into it really easily. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's the whole movie. You're like, this is so weird looking.
And I really want to know what we just saw it tonight. And they actually already went in and updated it, did some CGI updates.
I don't know tonight if we watched the quote unquote updates or not. I don't know if we did. Did we? Do you think? Because it looks just as absurd as it did.
They should have already came out.
Do you think we watched it?
I think we did.
I don't see anything of a notable difference. I mean, at all.
I don't either. I think they made him try to look like more cat-like in the face. But I mean, it still didn't work very well. It still didn't work very well. But anyways,
so the things that didn't work, again, the look of the characters, the CGI did not work. It looked absurd, and it ruined the dancing and the choreography, which in the original play was pretty damn impressive. I mean, that's one of the things that helped it be so successful. I want to talk about the cast, though.
Ugh, yeah.
What? Holy crap. I mean, you mentioned it when we first started. It was Dame Judi Dench, Idris Elba. Idris Elba's probably like, what the bloody hell was I thinking? I have to fire my fucking agent.
Yeah.
All of them are probably thinking that.
Just side note, guys, I'm still recovering from being sick. So I'm sorry if you keep hearing me cough in the background.
Yeah, clear that shit, Maggie.
I'm trying. We were laughing so hard right before we started this podcast, and I don't think that helped my situation.
We were laughing hard. We left the fucking theater.
Oh my gosh.
The audience.
We made so many jokes in the movie theater. Oh my
gosh. We thought we were going to be the only ones in the theater tonight, and we saw it with a little more people than I thought were expected.
Way more people than I thought would be there.
And they were laughing too when we left because I think that they found it absurd too. What worked about it, and I just want to jump in on this, I'm just too impatient, is Jennifer Hudson. Yeah. Jennifer Hudson was absolutely unequivocally clear as day the best thing about this movie. It's just it's so frustrating because this is such an absurd monstrous thing that shouldn't exist, and in the middle of it you have a wonderful performance by Jennifer Hudson. I mean, she kills it. She didn't have to.
Yeah, if this movie did anything, it brought us Jennifer Hudson singing Memory, which I didn't know that I needed, but now that I have it, I've already watched it on YouTube a couple of times.
Yeah.
And she did it. She did the song in the finale for The Voice. And so if you want to see her rendition of it, it is so good. But I mean, that's really the only thing that you get out of this movie.
In this mess of a movie, this absurdity that didn't need to exist, in the middle of it, you have Jennifer Hudson giving something really memorable. I mean, she was incredible. Not just her singing. We already know Jennifer Hudson can sing, but the way she performed it, the emotion she put in on it, it was so frustrating. It was like, I want to get that CGI cat crap off of her so we can see her perform, for what it really is.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what's sad is like hearing her talk about that song and, having memories and thinking of the old days, and you think about all the stuff Jennifer Hudson's been through, that you're about her mom and her niece, like getting killed by her brother-in-law.
Crazy stuff that has happened to her over the last few years.
Crazy stuff that's happened to her. And just so to hear that, to be honest, I know this movie's shit, but I was really tearing up at the theater whenever
with her performance. Yeah, yes, you weren't the only one.
It. I was like, because I'm sitting there and I'm, knowing the lyrics, and I'm just like, oh damn, there's no one else that could have done this right now. And if it's so perfectly fitted for everything that's happened to her the last like 10 years.
You know, what's funny is
nice.
Whenever I heard she was casted, traditionally that character is played by an older lady.
Yeah.
And whenever I heard they casted Jennifer Hudson, I'm like, man, they're just going for, what's hot right now. It's just it's sort of a fad casting. I'm so mad at myself for feeling that way because, like I said, she ended up being the best part of the damn movie.
Yeah. The only
want to call it a movie.
I mean, the only really good part. I mean, now because the movie, has all these special effects and stuff. The play is really centered in one room. Because there's not a lot that they can do. No. So in the movie, they really take advantage of getting in like the 1930s London and playing up those different areas. Like they're in a house, ransacking the place. They're in several different houses. They're downtown. They're on top of roofs, and they're in an old abandoned like theater. So they're really trying to play up these places that they've come up for these different performances. And I can appreciate that. They looked cool. The
environment was really cool looking and much better than the characters. I mean,
but still really cartoony looking.
I didn't mind it though because I felt like it had such a good environmental feel to the film itself. I felt like, damn it, if this was any other movie, I'd be really pulled in right now. But I'm just so distracted by how the main characters look.
Yeah. And that was just that was the big thing. But literally, like I think you really said it best. Do you remember what you said about the movie as a whole?
I said a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like what? I mean, there was so much.
I mean, the big thing that Miguel said coming out of it, he's like, throw the whole movie away, but keep Jennifer Hudson.
Right. That you can throw
literally the whole thing.
You can throw away the whole thing. It was an experiment that didn't work. But in the middle of it, there's Jennifer Hudson killing it with her performance, which you can find on YouTube. Like if you look for her performance on YouTube, you're going to probably find what Maggie did, which is the voice performance. But hell,
oh my God, it's beautiful.
It is stunning. I mean, she's absolutely amazing. And we left the theater making fun of it, but you and some other people were humming that song.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because it's one of the greatest Broadway songs of all time.
It really is. It's certainly one of the most memorable and successful. That's for damn sure.
Yes, and still, but they even have an original song on here, "Beautiful Ghost." That was good. It's nominated for Best Original Song. So, congratulations for getting nominated for something, Cats.
Wait, what did? In real life? The movie or the play?
The song "Beautiful Ghost." That was the new song that they put in there. That wasn't a part of the musical. It's nominated for Best Original Song.
And what rewards?
Golden Globe.
Really?
Yes. That
is fascinating. As much as people shit on this movie, it's become sort of the Nickelback of 2019 movies.
Yeah, Nickelback doesn't deserve all the hate they're getting though either, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a fad. It's one of those things where like kind of like Taylor Swift. I'm not a huge fan of Taylor Swift, but there's a fad right now online in the Twitterverse and other anti-intellectual shit mills online that it's a fad. It's starting to become a fad to hate Taylor Swift. I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't care about Taylor Swift, but I'm still noticing the fad to hate her that I don't think is necessary. And this is just going to help add to that sort of thing. But the good news is at least people get more attention to somebody as awesome as Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be seeing a lot of Jennifer Hudson coming up. She, one of the previews before Cats came on was Respect, I believe is what the movie is called. Where she portrays Aretha Franklin. So that should be fun to watch. But just to give it my official rating, I'm gonna say it's a skip it. I think you can find the best scene online whenever the movie comes out, and I feel like that's really all you need to see. I mean, if you're a big Broadway fan and you want to see this movie to kind of compare, then check it out. But I mean, if you're not a fan of musicals, if you're not a fan of Broadway plays, you're not even like the least bit curious to experience this movie, then don't see it because you're gonna be disappointed. But yeah, I mean, we went into it like we have to see it for the podcast so we can review it.
Curiosity, because I wanted to see if it's as bad as people say it is.
Yeah, because sometimes people say that movies are really terrible, and we see them and we're like, I don't think it was that terrible.
This certainly isn't the worst movie of the year. It's certainly one of the biggest bombs in the last probably of the year.
Yeah, Universal is set to lose like $71 million on this project, which is crazy. God. I mean, but it's Universal. They'll bounce back. They'll make another what? Do they make the Jurassic Park movies or something? I don't know. They'll make another movie and they'll be fine.
Universal's been really hit or miss because they also made The Mummy with Tom Cruise a couple years ago. We all know how that went.
Well, that's because Tom Cruise has to have creative control over the movies that he does.
Yeah, I heard he cocked that one up.
So, but yeah. But anyway, what's your official review, Miguel?
I was torn between skip it and a very, very, very light rental because I wanted people to see Jennifer Hudson's performance. But then again, they can watch it online. Because of that, I mean, I have to concede that it is a skip it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's a rental if you want to watch it while drunk or stoned just to talk about it afterward. In general, it is a skip it. Like I said, it's frustrating for me because skip it means, like I said, you're not going to get Jennifer Hudson's performance in this.
But you can
when it comes out on Blu-ray, yeah. They're going to take that scene. They're going to take her scenes, and someone's going to put it on YouTube. You watch that, you're going to get the feels, and then you're good. You don't need to know about the rest of the movie. Yep. And it's what's frustrating is that this could have been something really different if I don't know about Pixar, but if they just went ahead and made it either A, no CGI, just go with the costume and makeup, or B, just go full animation, Pixar style.
Well, I think that, and I might be getting the director wrong, so I need to go back and look at what I was looking at earlier. I think that Steven Spielberg was planning on coming out with this movie. With his own production company, but he was going to make it all animated, but then he ended up having to drop it whenever his company, Steven Spielberg's Amblination.
Spielberg had the right idea. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he planned to adapt it as an animated movie, but abandoned it whenever that studio shut down. And so that's whenever they picked it up again and decided to go with live action. Kind of live action, whatever this movie was. It's a category all on its own on what not to do with a Broadway play.
It really is, man.
I mean, I don't have any problems with if you put in a new original song in there because it's being adapted into a movie. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with trying to change the look a little bit because now you have a movie setting versus just a Broadway setting where you could play around with it more. But it's not, they went about it the wrong way, but I feel like they were too deep into it in order to fix it before the release date. And I was still reading like Tom Hopper was still trying to, Hooper was still trying to make adjustments right before the movie came out. And then the first time ever, I'm pretty sure ever, a movie has been sent changes to the theater whenever it's already came out. Like,
what was he hoping to do? I mean, again, I don't even know if we saw the quote unquote change, and if we did, it wasn't anything notable. Did he really think it was going to make that big of a difference? No, man. Sometimes you got to scrap the whole movie.
Yeah, but yeah, that's our opinion. So you give it a skip it. I gave it a skip it.
Yeah, I'm forced to give it a skip it, man, which sucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to look up the best scene in the movie is already on YouTube. And it's not from the movie, but hey, it's Jennifer Hudson in a song, and that's all you need to see. Mm-hmm. So, anything else you want to say about this?
That's it.
That's all, folks. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for listening to our review. Please like and share because we went and saw this on New Year's Eve. So this is the last movie that we're seeing.
Holy this is the last movie of 2019. This is the last
movie we're seeing of 2019.
It can't be. What haven't we seen? Let's rush it before midnight.
I know. Yeah, we need to hurry. We need to watch something else because I don't know if we can go out with this. But I don't know. We'll see. It's only 10 o'clock. We'll be fine. All right. But thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you again next time.